Hello, collective. I hope this message reaches you well. And it's interesting how we get our inspiration from different sources. So today, my inspiration was actually from a show called Mad Men. If you have not checked it out, it's a really great, wonderfully written show. And then there's a great actor who plays the main character, and the supporting ensemble is just as lovely. And everything about the show is great. But the the main person in the show was actually an ass. Yet he was likable. He wasn't anything that you thought he was. He actually wasn't even the person that you thought he was. And yet you had an affinity for that man while watching him. And so today, I want to bring up there was this vignette on YouTube with the last episodes of Mad Men with Don Draper, the main character. And there's this one part where, though maybe the only woman that he never slept with during the show, he was having a very candid moment where he actually admitted his wrongdoings. He's never admitted to anyone else. And she goes, "Oh, that's not true." And he's on the phone admitting something that is very well true. But he's done such a great job of having this alternate life that no one really knows who he is. And in this moment of vulnerability, it's like he still couldn't confess because it just wasn't believed. So I say that to say to you, collective, that it is never too late. It's never too late to apologize. It's never too late to make things right. It's never too late to evaluate your life and start that one thing that might lead to a new beginning. Absolving yourself of whatever you've done. You can do a 180. You really can. Sometimes I know that we feel so bogged down by what we think are the chains and the ties that bond us to certain situations or certain people, but you're not bound. You're never bound. You can always choose a different direction. What you don't see still exists. I want you to know that. Like, I think that some people are so removed from God because you don't necessarily see God. Sometimes you think that you can act in certain ways and do certain things, even though you innately know that God exists. But you don't seem to connect the two, that God sees too. Not only does God exist, God sees, God knows every single thing about you. And regardless who you've done anything to, you are still loved. No matter what anyone else says, you are still loved. You are still capable of redemption. It just takes a conscious decision on your part to make that start. You can't see an atom, right? And then you can't see when atoms combine and there's a synergy, right? And that matter and everything that science is founded on, there are some things that we can't see, but we know that it exists, and that the combination of the elements coming together is what makes everything around us. But you can't see those little particles that start that friction. They create everything. You are deserving of unconditional love. Everyone is. You don't have to manipulate a situation for someone to prove how much that they care. There are those that just care based solely on who you are, not what you bring to the table, not what they can get from you. Just because you exist and you are a being that is loved by another, and that is it. You don't have to prove yourself. There may have been a time where you felt that you had to give or you had to prove to show that you were worthy. But you are worthy just because you exist and because you were God's child. No bells, no whistle, no facade, just you. Bare, just your thoughts. There is someone that genuinely just wants the real you to have a truly fulfilling relationship. But I want you to know that a truly fulfilling relationship, a truly fulfilling connection with another will not work till you know that you are good enough. Once you know you are good enough, the games stop. Once you know you are good enough, the testing of another stops. Once you know you are good enough, the questioning of another's behavior towards you stops, and you choose what is best for you. No relationship is going to work till you know who you are. Lies, bells and whistles, illusions, overcompensating, buying for affection. None of that stuff is needed if you're with the right person. Trying to over-impress, to hide something that you don't want seen. That's not needed with unconditional love. There is someone for everyone. There is someone for every cycle you're in. There is someone. But the difference is you want to be with someone who's authentic and someone who's real. And to get there, to have that truly lasting, authentic connection with someone, you need to be authentic and real. You need to let down your barriers. Love without posture is available to you. Just drop your guards. And I know that that is scary. But if you meet someone, instead of tests, why don't you come from where you are right now with the lessons learned? Ask the right questions. Don't try to test someone, but really look them in their eyes and see who they are as a person. Believe what you see and not what you want to see. You have the intuition in you to know fact from fiction, but you need to use it. And just like every other skill, singing, playing an instrument, everything needs exercise. You've got to hone it in order for it to take place. So the more questions you ask, the more authentic you are with someone, the closer you get to what you truly want inside. Release your fear. Use the lessons you've learned. And then let love in. You are deserving. But with every lesson, even if it doesn't turn out right, you must surrender. You must surrender to the lesson. You must surrender to the thoughts, ideas, and downloads that come with that. You have to make yourself available. You have to drop your guards, and you have to be authentic, and you have to let go of anything that is not the real you. With every situation you come in contact with every person you come in contact with, there is a journey of not knowing what's to come. And that's all right. We never know what's to come, and nothing is ever guaranteed. However, if you say, I am going to experience this as much as possible, I'm going to take in everything to the best of my capability, and I am going to learn the lessons that I need to learn, at the same time, experience life and what the universe is bringing to my doorstep for me to absorb and feel. Then you get rid of the fear of what's to come, because you understand that you're living in the now, and every action that you take, every step that you take now dictates what's to come. So you live in the now. You be ready for the now, and you lock in for that ride. And no matter the ups and downs, no matter if it ends or if it's the beginning of something that's a long journey, you still took the chance. You still surrendered. And that is all God is asking of you. Be authentic, be real, and for God's sakes, let love win. As long as it's with as much discernment as you can apply. Talk later, collective.